guys, it's Kelly at Lost Girl Tarot. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be reviving a bit of an older tarot tag. So this was created by Candy Soul and Soil. I think it was about a year ago now. And it was Collections Meet Decks, and I thought this was a really fun little tag to do, and got me to pick up a few of my lesser used decks, I'd say, and branch out there a little bit. So we got some older decks that are going to be getting some screen time today, which will be really fun. So basically, the thing that I collect the most, I have quite a few different collections and things of that nature, but plushies, I think, are the things that I collect the most, or have the most of, should I say. So I have some old, I've tried to pick the smaller plushies so that they fit on the screen a little easier. But I've got 6 different decks and plushies to show you today. And I've had some of these since I was a little girl, so I've got loads and loads of different ranges from when I owned these plushies. So, enough of rambling. Let's get on. So the first plushie I want to show you is my little plushie otter. He is... he's more of an emotional support plushie, I think. He's so small that I can just fit him in my bag. And he has a little fidget toy on his arm just in case I need a fidget toy. And he's called Bertie Jr. So this is my little Bertie Jr. And the deck that I picked for him was the Woodland Wardens, because the colour palette goes with him really well, and I feel like there is an otter in this deck, so we'll have a look. So, the Woodland Wardens is by Jessica Rowe. It's mass market. I'm sure we've all seen this one before. These are the bags. I think the colour palette goes with him so well. It's so cute. And oh, look at that. The otter is right at the front. So the Woodland Wardens to me is a really beautiful deck. I love to dig this out and use it whenever I can. It's easy accessible. I love the keywords that come with it, and the guidebook is phenomenal for this kind of thing. It's got some really good ranges of like different animals as well. So we've got the cat, we've got the snake, we've got the lizard, butterfly, and they each come with a herb or a flower, and I just think it's a phenomenal and gorgeous deck. Absolutely stunning. So that was the Woodland Wardens. I didn't want to dwell on it for too long because I'm sure you've all seen the Woodland Wardens before. But stunning deck, absolutely. Oh my goodness, I'm just throwing everything today. Absolutely stunning deck. The guidebook is really good as well because it has like a little bit of a question at the bottom to like that you can use for journaling or meditation. Really good. So that was the Woodland Wardens and my little otter Bertie Jr. Next up, we're going to have a bit of a childhood plushie. This is my very old, I guess you could call it floppy, Tigger plushie. I used to be obsessed with Winnie the Pooh. Well, I am still obsessed with Winnie the Pooh. And he was my little comfort when I was a kid. So we'll put him there. And the deck that I picked for that is something that's gentle, something nurturing, something that comforted me a lot when I was a child. And I feel like the only suitable deck I could have chose was the Gentle Tarot. So the Gentle Tarot, I do have the larger guidebook, but I didn't bring that to show. But the Gentle Tarot is gorgeous. It does what it says. Oh, another otter. It does what it says on the tin. It's nurturing, it's healing, it concentrates on comforting you. Even though the tarot can have like harsh messages, the Gentle Tarot does so in such a soft and nurturing way. And it's just it's just a gorgeous little reader. Like this little Three of Swords here, like that comforts you, that softens the blow a little bit, is what I want to say. And I feel like my little Tigger plushie does the exact same for me. Like, he softens the blow on darker days, you know? And I just love this. I just absolutely love this. I love this tag so much. It just means I get to show off plushies. And these are the backs, in case you don't know the Gentle Tarot. This one is an indie deck. And there's loads of different editions you can get of the Gentle Tarot, I think. You can get minis and standard sizes and different cardstocks and stuff, so. But I'm sure you've seen the Gentle Tarot at least some point around here on TarotTube. But yeah, so that is the Gentle Tarot with my Disney Winnie the Pooh Tigger plushie. Next up, we have a relatively newer plushie to me, and that is my little slice of toast. He's one of these Aurora plushies, and Aurora plushies are so good. They're always so soft and squidgy, and I love them. And the reason I have a little slice of toast is because my fiance's nickname is Toasty. So I always have a little slice of toast on my desk, on my computer desk, just so that Toasty is always with me. So that's a bit soppy, but that's true. And I wanted a deck that felt like home to me, because that's how I feel when I'm with my fiance. It feels like I'm coming home, and all the day's stresses and everything just melt away. And for that, I picked the Good Karma Tarot. So the Good Karma Tarot is, I think I've mentioned it a few times on this channel, it's a gorgeous reader. It's mass market, so it's very easily accessible, and the colours and the brightness just cheer you up, you know? Yeah, like I've mentioned it a few times on this channel that this is the deck that I use for self-love readings. I use it for self-care. I use it for, it's another one of those softening the blows of the day's anxieties and the day's stresses. And you can't look at this brightness and all this joy that you get from these cards and not feel that yourself, you know? It just melts away the pain a little bit and comforts you in ways that previously I didn't know tarot could do. Because tarot is really powerful in that way, and I love the way that this deck speaks to me. It has a very gentle tone to it, and a very creative tone as well, I've noticed. Like, it's good for if you need a spark of inspiration. I found that this is a perfect deck for that kind of thing. One more card, the Eight of Swords. But you can see, like, even in this Eight of Swords, like, you feel trapped, but at the same time she's cutting through it. She's in the process of cutting through it. And I feel like that's really, really important, you know? Because in the original Eight of Swords, you have the swords around them and they're not using them, but in this one they're actually using them, and I think that's really nice. I don't know if anything I'm saying is making sense, but that's how I feel about this deck. It's a brilliant reader, and that is the Good Karma Tarot. I have it in this really gross little Disney bag, but this bag means too much for me to get rid of it. So that was the Good Karma Tarot and my little slice of toast plushie. Next up, number 4 is my little emotional support bear. So this one comes along with me on longer journeys. Bertie Jr., my otter, comes with me for everyday things, but I bring Harley, this one's name's Harley, I bring Harley along with me when I need a little bit more support on those longer journeys, you know? So if I stay in a hotel or something like that, he'll sit next to my bed. And he has a little t-shirt of the band McFly. He has the Infinity Stones from Marvel. He's got a My Chemical Romance plectrum necklace. He has a little headband that a friend crocheted when I was in hospital. Like, he's decked out in all different sorts of stuff, but I love him. I've probably had him since I was about 15 years old. And yeah, he's been through the wars. He's covered in cat hair and fluff, but he's my little Harley boy, you know? So this one is when I need that pick-me-up, when I need that spark of inspiration, when I need that get-up-and-go attitude, you know? And for that I picked the Sacred Creators Oracle. So this one I haven't actually used as much as I'd like to, but this one is mass market, and it has lots of inspirational like kind of messages. So you've got feed your artist, imbalance, overthinking can spoil the magic, you know? So it has all these little lovely little messages, and I feel like that's what Harley does for me. He offers me those little messages and reminders that I can get through anything I put my mind to, you know? I don't use this deck as much as I used to. I used to use this deck all the time. I thought it was a really lovely like oracle, like final wrap-up message at the end of a spread. But I haven't used it for a while, and I probably should get back into it because I do enjoy the messages and the colour palettes. Stop, drop and ground. I love that. That's stunning. But yeah, I don't use it as often as I should do, so I feel like I don't have as much to say on it. But I remember loving the messages and loving anything to do with Chris Ann's work. Celebrate your wins, very important. But yeah, it's just a really lovely little wrap up at the end of a spread, and something that you can take away. Like if the spread was a bit in depth and you feel like you can't take away, you don't know something to pinpoint to take away, like these little wrap up messages at the end are like, they're perfect for it. Manifesting and doing the now. Ooh. Yeah, I should use this deck more. It's very, very powerful with the little messages on the cards. And I remember the guidebook being like really good as well. Let me see if I can get the guidebook. Yeah, so it has like essential meanings and then self-care messages as well for every single one of the cards. And I feel like that's like really lovely to take away. Yeah, I should use this deck more. It's very cute. So that was the Sacred Creators Oracle and my little boy Harley. Next up, for number 5, I have a little partner who always follows Harley around, and this is Lola. She is actually a Jellycat, and I love the Jellycat plushies. I feel like they're really soft. They can be a bit on the pricey side for plushies, but they're really good quality. And Lola was a gift from my mom one year, and she also wears, I think this is a Fina. Yeah. Me and my sister bought matching necklaces one year, and she had Aphrodite and I had Athena, and it started to get a little bit damaged, so I put it around Lola's neck so that I wouldn't lose it at any point. It's a little big for her, but she makes it work. I think she looks good. And this one, I was struggling for a deck to match this one because I didn't have anything that was really cozy, kind of cute. But I thought, like, I'd give something that roots me down to who I am as a person, because I love the colour purple, I love bunny rabbits, I love the my identity of being a sister and a daughter, but also my identity of being a bit more witchy, you know. So I found a really witchy deck and thought I'd show this off. This is the Oracle of the Wilder Ones, and I don't see this deck being mentioned very often because it's kind of a purposefully intuitive deck. So this is the backs. They're absolutely stunning. But this deck forces you to be intuitive because it's an oracle, but there is no keywords for all the cards. There's only symbols. So if there's a cat on the page, it has a few things on there, a few keywords. So it kind of adds another layer to your readings by forcing you to be intuitive with what is usually something that I would follow the guidebook for. But these are absolutely stunning. I love this deck. It has a little statement. It has an affirmation kind of thing going on. And the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. And I keep batting Lola in the face. Let's put her there. But yeah, so there's loads of symbols within each of the illustrations, and you kind of have to go off your gut reaction to those symbols. Follow your intuition, and I feel like that there's nothing witchier than following your intuition, you know. There's nothing more magical than that. So I thought this was the perfect deck to root with my witchy identity. Gifts being recognised. I delight in my unique and blossoming talents. That's cool. I love like all the animals that are in there. Like the illustrations are absolutely stunning, aren't they? Yeah, this was a good one. I don't use this deck as often as I would like, but I am between houses at the minute, so some of my decks are in one house and some of my decks are in the other, so I'm having to like do a mad scramble every time I'm in one of the houses trying to find all my decks. It's a bit of a struggle at the minute, but I don't think I'm doing too bad with my practice because of that. But yeah, oh dear, what have I done? This was the Oracle of the Wilder Ones, and it's a Blue Angel deck, so it is mass market if you're tempted at any point. But I absolutely adore this deck. I think it's absolutely stunning. So that was the Oracle of the Wilder Ones with my little Lola. And last but not least, we're going to go back to another childhood plushie of mine. And that is my little lost dog. I call him my little lost dog because I lost him for a long period of time. He's covered in cat hair, of course he is. But I remember buying this when I was a young child with my nan, my lovely nanny, and we picked up this little dog from, I think it was like a Gulliver's theme park. I don't know if they exist anymore, but I picked him up and I was obsessed with him. And I don't think, like, I just don't know what called me to him. He was just so cute. So he's just called my little lost dog because I lost him for a period of time, but we've been reunited and I'm very happy that we got reunited. So he stays on my bedside table, and when I think of my nan, I always go to this little dog and give him a little stroke up his little snout, and just remember that period, you know? Grief makes you do strange things. But the deck that I thought I'd pair with it is this Flowers Oracle, because I wanted something that looks a little old-fashioned but feminine but old-fashioned, you know, because that's usually the cliche, stereotypical, like, grandmother kind of vibe. And the backs look like this. And these are the fronts. So each, let me get my words straight. Each card has a different kind of flower. That's the word I'm trying to think of. It's glaring me right in the face. But each card has a different flower, and it each depicts a beautiful woman. And there's very old-fashioned illustrations, I find. And I think it's very classy. And I love it for that reason. Like, I feel like everyone needs to have a very classy, very classy deck. That's all I can say about it. It's very classy. Very stereotypical, old-fashioned. That's my nanny, you know? Like, these women will pick out their hat for a wedding, you know? Like, that's the kind of vibe. Oh dear. But yeah, I love this deck. I don't use it very much. I think I've only ever used it once. But I remember it being very, very interesting. And we've got heathers here. That's gorgeous with all the purples. Holly, honeysuckle. There's some really nice flowers depicted in this deck, and the illustrations are gorgeous. But it does have that old-fashioned vibe to it that I really enjoy. The guidebook is Lo Scarabeo, so it's got loads of different languages in it. But they each have a very small little passage that you can read. But I kind of just go with my gut with it and just see the illustration and then read the little passage and then just pick out different keywords from the passages, because otherwise there's not much to go on with these cards, I won't lie. But they are gorgeous and I do love them, and they remind me of a little old lady, you know. So that is the Flowers Oracle, and with my little lost dog. And that is all the decks that I wanted to share with you today. So thank you so much for Candy Soul and Soil for creating Collection Meets decks. I might do a part 2 at some point with some other collections, because I collect a lot of things. I'm a bit of a hoarder. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy my content, as it keeps my channel going and growing. And I'll see you all next week in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.